Hey folks, I'm Keith Ford. We're here at Brownells at NRA 2019 in Indianapolis, and I'm here with my buddy Val Forgett and with SRM shotguns, some of the coolest shotguns I have ever seen. They are really cool. I've never seen anything like this before.
Well, that's because there really hasn't been anything like this before. SRM is a company that started out designing guns originally for the Marine Corps, and I know you'll find this shocking, but before they could get the gun to finished product, the program was defunded. But the owners of SRM were rather clever. They kept going, moved it into a commercial arena, have come up with some very interesting products that we've been able to build out into some new models, which we're going to show you today.
Cool. We've got two different models here, but there's, not more than just the black and the FDE. This is the 12-16.
Correct.
And then a 12-28, which is 20 rounds of mini shells.
Correct.
That's a whole lot of firepower right there.
It is. And the 12-28 was created by several companies who are now doing the inch and 3/4 shells. But the product started out as the standard 3-inch model 12-16. Meaning that it's 12 gauge that holds 16 rounds.
That's a lot of firepower right there.
It is, and unlike a lot of high capacity shotguns that have the magazines that come out more of in the standard fashion, the founder and owner of SRM, a gentleman by the name of Jeff Hodger, Jeff is not a gun guy, so he never felt restricted by the usual paradigms that you would see on a firearm. So what he did is he designed the magazine to also, the forward grip to also be a magazine. So you've got four shot tubes that go together, go into the gun here, and then rotate. And they can manually rotate clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever the user prefers.
Sweet.
And each tube holds 4 3-inch shells of 12 gauge. It also gives you the ability, if you want to do slug, if you want to do buckshot, if you want to do light loads, whatever the circumstance is that you find yourself in, you do have that option on this gun.
Sweet. That's a lot. That's an awful lot of firepower.
The gun is surprisingly light for what it is, and the recoil on it is almost non-existent because one of the questions we always get is, is it a gas or a piston gun? And the answer is it's neither. It's a delayed roller system. Again, Jeff is a guy who didn't think in terms of how, say, you or I would think because, we grew up being gun guys. He liked the delayed roller system. He figured out how to do the cuts on the rollers to correctly cycle 12 gauge ammunition, something which admittedly H&K told us even they couldn't figure out how to do. And when we debuted the gun, one of the chiefs of HK said, "You figured this out. We were never able to figure this out." So that was a nice compliment from a pretty strong company. Another nice thing about this gun is the way it takes down. So magazine comes out, your bolt comes forward here, and then it takes down like an AR. You have a captive pin here that comes out, and out comes your bolt system. And there's your delayed roller. Yep.
Just like a G3.
Exactly. G3, MP5. Exactly. Which also for maintenance, for clearance, if you have an issue, it makes it very, very simple. And again, your pin being captive, we've all dropped that pin on the ground and be like, well, I got to buy a new one. But in this case, not so. SRM also does a less lethal version of this called Ringfire, which is an interesting platform in that, again, Jeff, not being bound by the paradigms, took standard shot shell ammunition, reprimed it with rimfire priming, moved your firing pin off center so that you can put in a ringfire system that will take its proprietary less lethal ammunition. But if an officer accidentally puts a live round of ammunition in intending to utilize less lethal, the gun mechanically cannot go off. So that is a very interesting innovation that we've began marketing to military police, to law enforcement, and we're considering putting out on the civilian side, but that takes a little more work to do. And again, to reinsert, and then you just depress your release. comes back in, magazine goes back in, and you're back ready to fire. So another nice thing about this gun is that when your magazine tube is empty, it's got the bolt hole back. So, but when you rotate your magazine and it comes onto a live round, it will self-actuate. Right. So you can come right back in to the firing position once you rotate onto that live shell.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, this, cause like I said, I'm used to seeing the Segas and the ones with the large magazines hanging down. And this right here is
well, this gun,
trim, it's light, it's...
This gun was developed and built 100% in the United States. There is not a piece on this gun that was manufactured overseas. There is not a piece on this gun that was assembled overseas.
Yeah.
It is all 100% American made in Meridian, Idaho. It's got a lifetime warranty on it.
Nice.
The subcontractors that they do use in the few cases, these are Ruger hammer forged barrels, purchased directly from Ruger. Again, everything manufactured in the United States. Your flash hider unthreads here, so you can put on whatever device you would like on your gun. And the gun comes with a standard setup, threaded with your mag cap. So whatever you choose to do, you can do.
Man.
This needs more threads.
Just a little more thread. Now, what are these threaded?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't know.
We can edit that out.
Yeah, understood. But then you just have your thread there. Goes on here. Try not to block the camera. And that just goes back on.
Yeah. Put in like a breacher system or...
Breacher system, silencer system. Or suppressor system, I should say. Pick rails on all three sides and up front to hang whatever optic or light. The gun is sold without any sights on it. Now, the reason we do that is that inevitably, whatever sight, whatever optic you put on your gun, somebody's going to say, oh, well, I swear by this brand or by that brand.
Right.
So rather than adding the $50 to $100 on the cost basis to the gun, we leave it without and we leave it up to the customer.
Nice. Yeah. Having that option leaves it wide open for any of the red dots, any of the...
All the stuff you sell.
Yeah, everything we sell here at Brownells. I mean, and Trijicon just announced their new optic. And we've got it on one of the guns here.
Perfect.
And so that'd be great for that.
Yep, any of that will fit on.
Nice. Now, right side charging or left side charging?
It's set up for right hand, but it can be switched over to left hand. It's got ports on both sides.
Ambidextrous. Nice.
The 1216 is ambidextrous. The 1228 is not, because the 1228 has an ejection assist inside of your chamber that cannot be reversed. So that is a right hand only. And again, gun is set up black finish and in flat dark earth.
Nice.
And we've looked at, and we will probably come out with later this year, dipped guns with different camouflage patterns. In a variety of ways in which the customer may want.
You can buy these as sold separately as well.
Correct. Magazines are sold separately. MSRP is $200.
$200.
I know Brownells is now selling both of these models. Absolutely.
Yep.
You want to talk about 1228?
Yep. Let's do it.
So the 1228 was born of a couple of different companies coming out with mini shells. 1 3/4. That's what this takes. So it will take the Federal mini shell, it will take the Aguila mini shell. And this was born of kind of now there's a 20 round magazine for this gun, and now there's this magazine. So because of the limitations of the tubing system, we could make the gun longer. We considered that. But then we thought to ourselves, as mini shells become more popular and more cost effective, which they are now, to build a gun that is in essence the same platform on a magazine basis, but with a shortened bolt, shortened extraction system that will take the mini shells. Now, we would love to be able to have the mini shells be accepted in the standard length guns, but you just will not get the reliability on the feeding ejection that you really need to have an effective firearm. So that's where the 1228 comes from. So magazines are the same. Bolt system, a little different. Your bolt release here, just like that, it comes forward. And I'll show you the difference in the bolt. You can see how it's shortened up, as well as your chamber here. And then we also add a small shield here to assist on ejection.
Okay.
But you can see in here, very similar to like a number 4 Enfield on an ejection assist.
Yep, just a little changes here and there.
Yep. So if you wanted both platforms, magazines are 100% interchangeable. That magazine will work in a 12-16 and it will work in a 12-20.
Sweet. There's that back.
And again, same release, right in.
Easy enough.
Very. Oh, and on your magazine release, there's a button here that pushes down, comes out, same thing. Your back end goes in first, and you're right back in the battery. Exactly.
Now what about maintenance on these? I mean,
they're very low maintenance. Being the delayed roller system, doesn't require a lot of cleaning. Obviously you want to try to put light oil on it and then wipe it off. As far as takedown, that's about as far, what I showed you, is you really do need to take that system down. Nothing really goes wrong on these guns. It's a very basic system. It's a durable system. There, you notice there's no small parts that will break on that gun.
Nothing to lose whenever you field strip it. I mean, no small parts go flying around and whatever.
Just taking your bolt out is really all you need to do in terms of firing. You won't get any real carbon in your trigger system, and any carbon buildup you get on your bolt system, as you can see, it's very easy to take out and clean.
Perfect. Perfect. I would say that this is probably one of the neatest and best designs of a shotgun I've ever seen right here.
It's in terms of balance, in terms of utilization of the space of the gun itself, so that there's not a lot of ancillary items hanging off of the gun. Capacity is within your arm here, so it's not coming off the gun.
Nice. All right, well, I think that's about got everything covered on these. I mean, they're just wild, amazing, cool shotguns. For pricing, be sure and check the Brownells website. I want to, again, thanks my buddy Val.
It's my pleasure.
Buddy, it's good seeing you.
Same here.
Been a good show so far.
It's been busy.
Yes.
There is no drop off.
That's right.
There's a lot of excitement.
Cool. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we really appreciate it. Be sure to check out our other videos coming up here at Indianapolis NRA 2019. I'm Keith Ford here at Brownells. Thanks again.